So if you all watched the video of us removing this VFD cabinet from the building in Campbellsville, you'd know we had a little bit of trouble with our winches. We had 2,000-pound winches, and they were definitely maxed out and did not like the weight of this cabinet. So we had Jim come in here and weld some plates on this frame, and we've installed 3,500-pound winches. This is definitely not going to be big enough to fit 2 solenoids, 2 fuse blocks, 2 harnesses, and a gauge of wire in. So we're scratching this. This one should. So we'll be putting these cord grips in this box, relanding all of our cables, and then we'll start putting these solenoids and the harnesses together inside, and should have plenty of room in this enclosure. Alright, so we got this thing wired up inside. We've got both fuse blocks and solenoids, our control cables. Everything fit pretty good inside of here. We drilled some holes on this side so that we could just plug these remotes up and then store them inside when they're not needed. So this works out pretty well. We're going to go ahead and land the other end of these cables so that we can do a test run using our new winches. Alright, so we're getting ready to hook up our new winches. We had to upgrade to 3500s. The 2000 Badlands just weren't going to cut it. What I didn't know is that whenever you have a full spool of cable on the winch, you're pulling, your rated pull is a whole lot less than it were if it was all the way out. As you can see, we don't have a whole lot of travel cable here. For what we're doing, we did discuss using block and tackle, but that gets a little bit more in your way when you're trying to pick the cabinet up and turn it. So we decided to just upgrade to the 3500s. When we did that, things got a little bit more complicated on the wiring. We did upgrade our battery leads to number 6, parallel number 6, set of cables for each winch. On the solenoids, these are labeled or color coded for your leads going out to the motor, blue and yellow instead of black and red. So we color coded the leads on the other end that hook up to the motors to keep polarity right. We installed our controllers on the outside of the box, so we can just plug these up and run these toggles out to wherever we need to be out of the way of the cabinet. Got plenty of lead there. We've got plenty of leads here, so we should be able to hook these up on the motors and put this box, the battery, out of the way and still have plenty of lead here to get out of the way too, to do what we need to do with this cabinet. So we're going to hook it up and give it a try and see what happens. If this don't work, then we'll go up another size. But I'm pretty confident these 35s are going to do the job. All right, we got this thing on a pallet. We're going to take it outside and get it out of the way. Our experiment was a success here. It's all they want, but they'll work. So these Badland 3500s are good for 2,000 pounds each when there's a full spool. and it's all it wants. So I'm guessing this cabinet's got to weigh more than 2,000, 2,500, or maybe 3,000 pounds. I don't know. When we've got 3 more to get out of that building, and then we've got 4 new ones that are going back in that'll weigh about the same or maybe more. So that's why we went through the trouble of building this gantry and coming up with a way to do this safely and efficiently. I don't know about safe. Sounds good when corporate asks how much money we've spent on this.